We are live. We're live. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday night. Sergeant Horror here with the fantastic Phantasm420 and Levi Tinker. How's things going out there, Mrs. Phantasm420?
Going very, very well. Fishing and horror is my way to spend the day. So,
How about you, Levi? It looks like tell everybody where you at, Levi.
I am actually at work right now. I'm on my break at work. I'm at the Chinese theater.
how cool is that?
That's pretty cool. Dave says, hi, Amanda.
Welcome, hey, Dave.
You guys tuning in. You guys be sure to share this up. Take a share, tag a friend that you think should be watching this. I want to know what one of the questions I wanted to cover tonight, and I want everybody's opinion, you guys' opinion, and my opinion, the fans' opinion, most importantly, is when you look at A24, because we've been doing this special event, the A24 movies this week. Next week it'll be Bloomhouse we'll be talking about. Do you think it's like brilliant horror, or is it like painful slow burn? That's what I want everybody to know. Is it painful, or is it good horror and brilliant the way they did it? And what do you think, Phantasm? What do you think about that?
I think it's actually kind of a mixed bag. Like when it comes to my favorite of the movies, it was a little more entertaining, a little more upbeat, but some of them are really, really slow burns, but good movies nonetheless. So it's just, by nature, I'm a slasher horror enthusiast, kid of the 80s, grew up like watching Elvira, so I kind of like a little more action in my horror movies, but these still are very well made films and very suspenseful.
What do you think, Levi? Brilliant horror or just terrible slow burn?
Some of them I like. Some of them are a little too artsy for me, but I was saying before we started, I like Hereditary a lot, and I like Tusk. I'm probably one of the few people that like Tusk, but yeah, some of the films are a little too not scary.
Exactly.
I mean, just call them like you see it. If you think they're dookie, let them know it's dookie, Levi.
Yeah.
I mean some of them is dookie.
A lot of them, for the most part, for me at least, they're not scary.
Now, if you go take that route, Levi, I don't know about y'all, I hadn't seen a scary movie in forever. I mean, think about it. And I want you guys to comment. When was the last time you seen something that actually scared you?
I have one that actually did scare me, and it's not so many jump scares, but it was fun and kind of like a ghost story, and it was Annabelle Comes Home. I actually really liked that movie. It kept me really entertained. Maybe not as horrifying as, say, Phantasm when I was a kid. Obviously, that's my favorite, but yeah, you're right. It has been quite some time since there's been something really shocking and scary.
Yeah, we lost Levi again. That's fine. It happens every now and then. We just roll with it. Technology is a beautiful, crazy thing. Robert says, Amanda. Hey, Robert.
Hey, boss man.
Scott says, hey, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Scott. On YouTube, Jason says, what's up, Amanda?
Oh, hey.
Now, Hunter Wayne says Midsummer is scary long. I agree. Midsummer, for me, I liked it because I like cults. So,
right.
That whole concept of a cult is pretty interesting. And when I watched it, I was just kind of like, what's going to happen next? But it seems like the generalized theme with like movies like Midsummer, Heredity, The Witch, and it's like it's painfully long, which makes it painful to watch. So it's like
I absolutely agree.
they grind out the story, and I'm like, why the heck would I want to watch something that's so painful to watch? You know,
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's crazy. William says Levi's feed is spazzing in and out. Looks like a retro cam feed. Levi's on retro. Levi's back. So what do you
I'm back.
what was the last time you watched something that scared you, Levi? And you guys, y'all comment and share this up and let us know when the last time you watched something that was scary.
Something new that was scary?
Anything that
It's
scared
been
the
a
last movie you watched that actually scared the bejesus out of you.
well. This is the thing. There are things that I've gone through personally recently that have changed my outlook on what's scary and what's not scary, and I'm gonna put that out of the equation and go back to prior to that and before that. It's been a good number of years since something that really truly scared me. Like, to me, some of the there are little bits and pieces in a lot of the current horror that are truly terrifying, but it's been a long time since I mean I can't honestly even remember the last time something completely from beginning to end scared me.
Yeah,
That is a new release.
the last time something scared me because I watched it and I was like, shit, this is my personal nightmare, is the human centipede. Because I'd be damned if somebody's going to kidnap me and mouth me up to somebody else, you know. But as far as like watching a ghost movie or something that scared me, you know, I can't. I don't see anything about it. I mean, it's just nothing. Now I have to agree with you, Phantasm. That whole Annabelle Comes Home. You know, I tell y'all, this is a little secret. Y'all probably ain't pick up on this, but you might because I ain't the smartest book in there. But the guy that wrote all the Annabelle movies, they actually let him direct Annabelle Comes Home. And that's why it was so good, is because the guy finally got to take all those Annabelle movies that he put on paper and put his vision on camera the way he wrote it. Because, I mean, you guys are out there in La La Land. Half the time when they write something on the script, or by the time it gets to the director or the producer, it's done gone crazy, you know?
Yeah.
We've got a couple questions here. Jay Davis has a question. Jay says, I want to ask, The Lighthouse, is it horror or not? I didn't like it, and I don't consider it to be horror. You know, Phantasm, what's your question? What's your thoughts on that?
I wanted that hour and 40 minutes of my life back. Thank goodness I had The Hunt on rental to watch right after, because I could not stand that movie. And there was so much hype about it. I had gone to see Jojo Rabbit at the ArcLight, and they had like the lighthouse, the actual glass from it there. And I was like, oh, this is exciting. Let me take pictures. And I have one friend that referred to it that, you know, people were drinking that A24 hype Kool-Aid, because I've determined that I don't like art house horror, if it can be called that. It wasn't just a slow burn. It was just nonsense. I agree with what Gina said the other night on her live stream, and she said that really 4 weeks isn't that long a time for somebody to kind of be stir crazy and out of their mind. So I agree with that assessment. I could not stand it, and The Lighthouse is in my bottom 5.
What about you, Levi? Did you watch The Lighthouse?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Now, let me ask y'all this. Did y'all watch the trailer before you watched the movie?
What?
I had seen it in passing. I had seen a trailer.
You're freezing up again, Levi, but that's all right. We can't hear you. It's that trippy effect there.
Well, what was the question again?
Did you watch the trailer for The Lighthouse?
No, I did not see the trailer for it.
Okay. I watched the trailer, and anybody that watched the damn trailer to watch that movie, they out of their doggone mind. I mean, when I saw Robert Pattinson sitting there going, you you know, and it's in black and white. Nobody shoots craft in black and white no more. You got $4 million, you could go get that red and shoot in some beautiful crisp color. But you want to be artsy fartsy and tell some kind of fairy tale story. And what ticks me off about this is you want to just lump it in the horror genre. It is not a horror movie. I agree with Jay. I dare anybody to come on here and to defend The Lighthouse. It is not horror. I didn't watch it because I watched the trailer, and if the trailer's dookie, you don't watch the whole movie. When I saw Robert Pattinson there, you know, it's like, why would I watch that? Why? If I was an interrogator in Iraq and I was trying to get some terrorists, I would play The Lighthouse. Or if I was a hostage negotiator trying to force somebody to come out and give up, I'd play the Lighthouse on big drive-in theater look. But heck no. Heck no.
Amazing. I second that emotion. The only reason I watched it actually was because of this Mad Monster event. Prior to that, I hadn't watched it. I just, no.
Peter Morton will say The Lighthouse is a performance piece all about the acting. Now it's a $4 million waste of money. I could have took that $4 million from A24 and made you 10 horror movies that's better, you know. Defoe kills it. Yeah, Defoe kills the viewer's mind. He's a great actor. I loved it when he was in those Patriot movies he played the spooky spy guy, you know, in Patriot games with Harrison Ford. But no, don't come on here with that junk, Peter. We're going to have a talk online one night then, Peter.
I actually had referred to in one of the other live streams that I said that I would rather watch Antichrist again than have to sit through The Lighthouse. And Antichrist was pretty rough. So I just really, I could not stand this movie. My boyfriend couldn't finish it either. He was just like, nope, I'm done. No.
Let's see. Scott says, didn't make it through the first time. Tried again last night. Nope. Lighthouse love coming through. It's more psychological horror than anything. It's psychologically horrible to watch. That's what it is. I'm tired of y'all goddamn farts. What's the whole other than that trash? The fact that they had dialogue about farting in a lighthouse is proof of why I should not watch that. Norman says, "What's up, Sarge?" Norman's favorite movie is Seabiscuits. I'd rather watch Seabiscuits than to watch The Lighthouse.
It was painful. Absolutely.
Says, hell yes. Peter Morton says, yes, we are. I'm going to challenge you tonight, Peter. Sunday night, get on here and talk about it with it. I'll analyze that, but I'll actually watch the movie to talk with you about it, Peter. If I could do it without self-harm. If somebody give Sergeant Horror $4 million, I would love to see what he come up with. That's what I'm talking about. Liz says, what's up, guys? I tell you, if I had $4 million, it would not be two grown-ass men sitting in a lighthouse talking about farts. It'd be some people killing. And it'd have a body count on it. And they wouldn't have that. I mean, you got to think, Levi, you're more educated on those type of films than I am. But, you know, Robert Pattinson, the guy that's sitting in a lighthouse with William Dafoe talking about farts, is really Batman sitting in a lighthouse talking about farts with William Dafoe. I mean, how do you feel about this guy talking about farts being Batman, Levi?
The sparkly vampire.
That.
The farting, sparkling vampire. Peter said, so you didn't like The Lighthouse. Jay says, Ari Aster, in my opinion, makes the best A24 movies. Mid-90s was good, but that's a different genre. Hunter Wayne says, if you like Step Brothers, you all have a place in your heart for Lighthouse.
Did we just become best friends?
Now I'll tell you something y'all did mention, and I'm gonna go on this y'all got. Oh my God, I gotta play it up. Matt says, how much of that $4 million went into Robert Pattinson's hair product?
Hey, Matt, representing from Chicago. Hey, what's up?
I love that picture of Levi frozen right there, man. You come with I love it, bro.
Oh my God.
Are you there?
This is a good crowd.
I mean, it is what it is. William said, hey, we're trying to have a serious, hard discussion and all commenting about guys. Levi's back.
So, needless to say,
I'm back.
the Lighthouse is in our bottom 5 across the board.
Now, what was your favorite A24 movie then?
Okay, this one's probably going to be controversial, and I kind of don't care because it hasn't gotten much love, but I thought it was the most fun out of all 14 movies listed. I love Life After Beth. The zombie flick. I like that new approach about how the way I referred to it in my review was what the actual zombie gestation period is. Because she comes back and is kind of casually just walking around her house and being herself and everything. It's not just like a zombie love story. And then she slowly you start to see the deterioration, and she's not quite exactly who she was before, the funeral. So I really liked it.
I mean, did you guys like you guys watching this, y'all share it up and let me know, did y'all like Life After Beth? I mean, to me, it's a chick flick. So if you dating a stupid chick, that's a good film to put on, But to be honest, I usually have a captive audience, so I watch what the heck I want to watch. Levi, what's your favorite A24?
I actually, and again,
like
this is one that not a lot of people really care for, but I really like Tusk, and I rewatched it again last night, and it's goofy and it's got its moments, but I enjoyed it. I mean, the visual, the makeup effects, and the horror of watching Walt be turned into Mr. Tusk. I mean,
I'd say it's better than Jersey Girls. That'd be about all I could say.
Most things are better than Jersey Girls. Oh man, come on, Levi, I gotta hear this.
I love those still frames of Levi, guys.
Right.
Y'all comment. What is Levi saying right now? Drop it in the comment.
Fill in the blanks for Levi Tinker.
I love Levi. He's in the Chinese theater. I guess they don't have good internet at the Chinese. Did they got bad internet at the Chinese theater?
I just think it has something to do with the fact that theaters don't want you to be on the phone when you're inside there. So that's probably why it's cutting in and out. Next time, I definitely have to do it from home.
Okay. Robert says Life After Beth was fun. Gita says Life After Beth came at the tail end of the zombie burnout. By then I was over zombies, thanks to The Walking Dead. I keep meaning to see it. Hunter, I'd say watch it if you get time. Have you a little date over and turn it on. Feel like I'm sensitive. I like horror comedies.
And I get that zombie burnout, but I actually never watched The Walking Dead. I did not get into that phenomenon. It was everywhere, and I went to the Halloween Horror Nights, and it's just too much. It was just kind of like bleh. Maybe that's why I liked it.
William says she's so weirdly hot on top of everything else. So, you probably like William. You probably like a movie called Dead Girl. That's kind of a weird zombie movie. If y'all haven't watched that, just to throw that in there. Hunter Wayne said Tusk, not enough love in the world for that. I don't hate Tusk. I just said it's better than Jersey Girls. Robert says Levi sees a lot of zombies walking around Hollywood. Is that what it's like out there in Hollywood?
Yep, a lot of
Peter gonna say Tusk. Seriously, Peter can't talk. He liked the Lighthouse. So I mean, come on, Peter. You picked Tusk over the the Lighthouse over Tusk. Danny says, "Hi, loving this so far. Tusk was okay, better than Lighthouse for sure."
I have to say though, Wild Tusk is actually in my bottom 5. It was really gruesome, and I don't like it very much. I like that we're all representing like different favorites and different sides of it. So, yeah, but no, it's just Tusk was not my favorite. It's hard to watch.
William says, "Looks like he's holding a fart." But y'all leave Levi alone. He's a great guy. I love him. Peter Jay says, I love Tusk. This might not be popular opinion to this group, but I watch anything Kevin Smith puts out. I don't hate on Kevin Smith. I mean, he's a good guy. He's a vegan. That means he don't kill animals. He got a comic book store. I'm just saying that if I had to rank every Kevin Smith movie, I would rank, Tusk above Jersey Girls.
Yeah, I also love Kevin Smith. I was just at his movies pop-up the other day, so I love Kevin Smith. He's great to his fans, so lots of love for Kevin Smith. I just not the movie.
Sean says, "What's good, horror fans? What's good, Sean? Thank you guys for joining us. I want to know, do you even like any A24 movies? That's one of the things. Peter wants to say Sergeant Horror, Tusk, or Lighthouse. Tusk. Now, I want to talk about something a little bit controversial. Hold on. Sean going to tell us Dead Silence is one of my favorite horror films. Heck yeah, it's a lot better than Tusk or The Lighthouse.
Love Dead Silence.
I want to talk about The Witch.
Oh.
Now, I'm going to premise it with this. When I first heard about The Witch, everybody was like, oh, this is so scary. Oh, this is so spooky. Oh, this is going to mess you up. And that's when I learned that a lot of people are damn lame. Because I was expecting some sort of build. And I mean, cinematically, the shots are beautiful. I love when they're sitting there in front of the land with their hands in the air, like, praise be to God. And they build their own little thing and they get outcasts and all that. So he started out following the horror formula of putting, 5 people in an isolated situation against some type of supernatural entity, supposedly.
Right.
But then it's just horrible. What's going on, Levi?
I'm back. Hopefully this is it.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
Do you like The Witch, Levi?
No, I did not like it at all. In fact, I couldn't even make it through all the way each time I've tried to watch it.
If you didn't make it through all the way, you missed the best part at the end.
The end.
No. The best part at the end is, proposing the question, do you want to live deliciously? That was the whole payoff. I know y'all guys are excited about that payoff.
I really, my daughter actually raved to me about this movie and said it was great. And I chalked it up to maybe because I saw it at home and not in the movie theater experience, because there's something to be said for the movie theater experience when the lights go down and the sound and just the environment, the atmosphere. But I doubt that I would like it any better in the movie theater. It was pretty disappointing. I liked Gretel and Hansel better.
Curtis says, Sergeant Horror, what's up, my friend? See you soon, brother. Take care, Curtis. Stay safe out there. Gina says, The Witch, more like The Goat, not a horror film, more like a period piece. Hunter says, if you live for The Witch, you live life deliciously. I'll be the wicked witch of the woods. And if you ever, I'll tell you what, if you want, I'll change all y'all's mind about The Witch. You're going to love The Witch when I tell you how to watch The Witch. It's a secret.
Drunk?
But when I tell y'all this, everybody share this up and comment and let me know if you do this in real life, because I have done it. Every time, get you a gallon of tequila or a gallon of vodka, a gallon of gin. And every time in The Witch, they say, Mercy, mercy, mercy. Do a shot. I guarantee you will get jacked up. You'll be like, good movie.
Excellent movie, yep.
Scott says, I like The Witch, definitely not horror. But A24 says it's horror. So why is the horror genre, getting all these movies lumped into it? Thanks to The Witch, I no longer trust goats. It says, Sergeant Horror, what was the last horror movie or any movie that scared you? By the way, the Witch is dope. It's dope if you like watching a goat eat, or if you want to do a shot every time they say mercy. You counted that. Doing 500 shots in that movie. Garen freaking me. So the last horror movie that scared me, nothing really scares me. I get a jump scare every now and then that'll get me. But the thing that scared the bejesus out of me is the idea that there's some German doctor out there kidnapping pig clowns and wanting to sew people's mouths to the buttock areas. That scared me. Because
South Park did an amazing send-up of Human Centipede, by the way, Human Centipede. It's worth a watch if you've not seen it. Always read what you agree to on the Apple on the Apple terms of agreement.
Sean says when The Exorcist came out, that scared a lot of people. The Exorcism is still creepy. Hugo says, hello, everyone. Love The Witch. I listened to the soundtrack at night. I wanted to see, with The Witch, I wanted to see more of the witches and less of the goat eating hay.
Yeah. Most definitely, yeah.
William says The Witch is one of those films you should see a couple of times to allow every nuance to sink in. Maybe. I don't know. Scott says, good Lord, sorry, don't ever make that noise again. You scared my cat. Justy Gorgeous says, yes, Gretel and Hansel ruled.
Absolutely, it did. Written and directed by Oz Perkins, who also wrote and directed The Black Coat's Daughter, which I really liked.
Michael says, The Witch, psychological horror, has a place in good horror. It's not about half-naked kids at summer camps being gutted in new ways. But they didn't really gut nobody. I mean, The Witch did gut the baby, so yeah. And the goat did gut the daddy. You kind of make a good point, Michael. Some people got gutted in a period piece, but they waited. They should have had the witch possess the people and then go back to the colony and be like witching all the people and butchering the whole village. But they would have actually had to utilize a decent budget to do that. A baby being drowned on the broomstick juice is rather horrific, though. I agree with you, Michael. That is rather horrific. Gina says Human Centipede was one of those franchises where the first seemed not so bad after you watched the second one. And Norman says, Sarge, y'all doing a good job. No, y'all doing a good job watching us and talking about
participating.
From the movie The Witch has an awesome voice. Yeah, he does. That whole chopping, the most action in that movie besides the baby and the goat talking is the daddy cutting wood in his underwear. It's just weird. Now, I want to know, do y'all think, since we talk about A24, is it brilliant horror or is it just stupid horror, slow burns that just make you want to punish yourself for watching it? What did y'all think about Green Room? Does that even belong in the horror genre?
Actually, I liked Green Room.
I liked it too. I liked it too, but does it belong in horror? It's like real life horror. Like those atrocities really exist.
Yeah,
so it's horrific in that way.
Yeah, and I think that's what's scary about it.
Mad Monster said, Justine, like Lighthouse, I think she and Peter both need to discuss it with Sergeant Horace Sunday. If y'all want to see that, y'all comment and share this up and let me know. Do you want to see me and Justine and Peter go head to head and talk about the Lighthouse or the Fart House? Only 2 movies scared me, is what Jay said. Jaws made me not want to go in the water, and the shower scene from Psycho, I couldn't shower with the curtain closed for months. Justine said, I love beheadings in a movie. And Hunter says, Green Rooms equals horror of Earl. Or
in real life. In real life, there we
go. In real life, I don't know what all that internet talk stuff means. I just got on the internet a couple of months back. I love Green Room, but it doesn't belong in the horror genre. It was more action to me than anything.
Ooh.
And it was a wrong place, wrong time kind of horror. Well, when I think about Green Room, and you guys correct me, and I didn't come up with this idea. I read it on the comments of one of the posts on Mad Monster, which is the reason why you should look at the post on Mad Monster. Is Green Room was kind of like From Dusk to Dawn with Nazis.
Oh.
Somebody commented that in defense of Green Room. Green Room is Dusk to Dawn with Nazis.
You know, that's a pretty good summation. I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I like about it is I think the performances from Patrick Stewart and also from Anton Yelchin are.
Yeah.
Oh, the suspense.
Hooty hoo.
What about the performances?
The performances were good.
Okay.
Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart and Anton Yelchin in particular are the performances I think that really make that movie what it is. I mean, it's scary because it's more. It's scary to think that there are people out there that are actually like that are that screwed up in their head and their beliefs.
Most definitely. I read a quick little summary of it, and it said Patrick Stewart, and then like skinheads or like Nazis. I was like, oh, you had me at Patrick Stewart, and I was fascinated, and I liked it. It actually is in my top 5. Oh, the part with the spoiler alert, the part when he puts his hand through to give back and then his arm and what happens to his arm. Ooh, that's particularly heinous.
And Hugo makes a good point. Green Room is also like the Purge movie. And Peter says, I'm going to start practicing my William Dafoe impression. Justine Gordon said, yes. Does that mean, yes, you want to take the challenge, Justine? Yes, you will come on Sunday night? And Peter says, could have done with a bit of Selma Hayek for me. I agree. Selma Hayek adds production value to a movie. You know.
Definitely.
William says, make it so, number 1. You know, I mean, Green Room, I felt sad because of what happened to Anton.
Yeah.
I was actually supposed to work on a project with him before that happened.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, that's
It was
sad.
such a tragedy. Yeah, my boyfriend introduced me to his Odd Thomas movie, and because he reads the books, and he was so precious, and it was such a tragedy what happened to him.
Yeah, he used to hang out a lot with Marilyn Manson, and they were into some crazy stuff. I mean, that was pretty cool. Matt says, great line. It's funny. You were so scary at night. And Levi is back. Are you back, Levi?
There you go. Every time it's a different background. You're getting mysterious like a horror movie.
I know. I'm trying to see if maybe it will help if I move to a different location.
I don't think it's helped. They're blocking you, Levi. They do not want you to share your opinions.
I know.
I'm blaming A24 for this. Francisco says hi. Hi, Francisco.
Hey.
Hello.
Gina says Defoe sounded like he wanted too much SpongeBob SquarePants. I mean,
I'm so glad.
SpongeBob is better than the Lighthouse.
I'm so glad she said that. She said it the other night, and it was hilarious.
Odd Thomas make me cry like crazy. That's what Dave says. And Hunter says, I know Bloomhouse isn't until next week, but Levi's presence make me think of my favorite in the Unfriended.
Oh.
It does look kind of creepy, Levi, because it freezes at the craziest times. It's like you giving a psycho eyes and it freezes.
I know.
You got a little dark web going on.
I'm seeing that.
Who's that behind you, Levi? It's something. I'm not. Y'all don't see that right there in the dark spot
like,
there. Levi, turn around. Turn around.
We have our own psychological horror movie going on right now.
We lost it. Gina saw it. Levi, look out behind you. I hope you're all right, Levi. Come on back in if you. Levi? I think he's all right, y'all guys. This ain't funny. Are you okay, Levi?
I am okay. I got away.
Man, that's a word. Who was it?
I didn't see anyone.
Uh-oh.
You were lucky.
So I'm just going to stand over here.
It says, Dave says, next time Levi comes on screen, I'm expecting to see Ghostface from Scream.
I hope not.
I hope not either. I mean, that's crazy. Movie Macabre Nerd said, Amanda.
Hey, thanks for coming.
William said, I honestly saw someone's shadow on the wall behind him. I did too, on that blue outline. It looked like a person was back there at that blue outline. Y'all go back and rewatch this.
The Ghost of the Chinese Theater?
Peter Morton says, Sarge, I will give you my best William Dafoe Lighthouse impression if you promise to expose us to your creepy artwork from the Clown Hotel. We can do it. I went to the Clown Motel last year, stayed there for 3 days.
Did you really? Oh my goodness, creepy.
And I talked to the new owner, very nice gentleman. He remodeled the clown house. He showed me hidden artifacts that he had that people had sent in that were haunted. And in my room was a painting, and he gave me that painting.
Oh, wow.
And when I bought the painting home, crap started happening.
Ooh.
So I put it in a storage unit and things stopped. And then I put it back in the house, and some weird stuff's been going on.
Oh, no.
What I'll probably do is do like an Ovilus session with the Clown Motel picture one night.
Oh, there was somebody in my background right now.
Okay, put some clothes on. I seen them tidy whities. Are you there, Levi?
I'm here. Oh, okay, it's in there. Okay.
Okay, don't move. No, not you, Levi.
Yeah. Okay, I'm here.
It says, "What is everyone's favorite silent horror movie?"
Ooh.
The Lighthouse. He has some art from me now. Yep, I do. I got some art from Gina. Took it 2 months to get here by Pony Express. That's how far out of the country I am. Elizabeth said, "I can handle gore, but how disgusting. I think I made it to the part where the Asian dude was like, oh, me so sorry, and then crapped in her mouth, done." Oh, you talking about the human centipede? Yeah. What's that mean? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not that hip.
Is room service at the Clown Motel strictly? They don't have no room service there. And right outside of the Clown Motel is I'm looking. Right outside of the Clown Motel is a graveyard where they buried all these miners in Tonopah. And everybody, like, people probably watching this like, oh, the Clown Motel ain't spooky, it ain't haunted. Go there.
It looks it. I'm intimidated. I wouldn't go there.
I asked the spirit box and the Ovilus how many spirits were in my room, and both of them said 9 on 2 different devices with an EMF going off.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a little intimidating. Probably a lot intimidating.
So Vita says, this sounds like a movie. Michael says Nosferatu. I like Nosferatu. I would say that's my favorite silent one. What did everyone think about the sacred deer or the monster? I didn't.
I liked the monster better than the killing of a sacred deer. Killing of a sacred deer, it was weird, it was creepy, but it made me uncomfortable for the most part. Like, it was cringe-worthy discomfort. The relationship between the boy and the doctor, and just the way everybody kind of talked to each other, I was not a fan. And I preferred the monster to it.
The monsters were the mother and the daughter in the car, and there's supposedly a monster out there, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that didn't hold my interest. I couldn't make it through that one. The sacred deer was good. I liked how they went into the woods and they got that big deer that was sacred, and they prepped the deer, and then they massacred the people, and then they worshipped the sacred deer and killed it. That's what really made the killing of the sacred deer really good.
Did I miss that part?
That and the violence and the group sex. I'd say that was the killing of the sacred deer, unless I watched the wrong killing of the sacred deer.
One of us did.
It had the strippers in it, and they would go, ooh, ooh, while they killed the sacred deer. It's kind of like the Wicker Man, but with deer.
It sounds like the one that you watched was much more entertaining than the one I watched.
Probably. Levi!
I'm back again.
So Levi, the monster and killing of a sacred deer. What
I'm
do you think
here.
of those? Are you still here?
Oh,
Hi, Levi.
There we go. Did you get to watch the monster or the killing
Okay.
of a sacred deer?
no, I did not.
No. I actually watched a bunch of these because off of the list that I was provided, like, oh, you know, your top 5, bottom 5. So I went through like Netflix and on demand and watched a bunch of them. So obviously
Yeah,
I don't have a lot going on.
Peter
most of
Morton's
them
in
I
the
have
comments talking
never
crap, so
watched
y'all
you, I
gonna
have.
want to tune in.
What was that, Levi?
What was that?
Oh, most of A24's films I have seen. There are a few that I have not had a chance to.
That's a very polite way of putting it. There's some A24 movies that like I just refuse to damn watch.
One thing
Now
I
I
will
did,
say
like I
is
said, if you guys, the killing the sacred deer, that deer, I mean, how they built it up on how sacred it was before they killed it. That was good. And the monster, when the monkey jumped out on the car and said, "Oh," and they threw the block party around the car while the mother and the daughter was trapped inside. That was a good movie. That was probably one of the. Hugo said, "I like Killing of the Sacred
one.
Deer because it did make me feel uncomfortable." William
It's
said,
very
"There's an Australian horror movie that has no dialogue. I have it in my Australian horror collection box set downstairs in the basement." Yes, there was Steam for a while. I don't know what Peter's giving me grief. He wants to beef with me on Sunday. Justine said, "I hated the monster." I mean, when they had the thing where the zombies rolled through the monster with the chimpanzee and the block
One thing
party kid with
I will
huh?
say,
Wasn't Pennywise in the monster? Or no, he was in the Killing of the Sacred Deer. Yeah, I didn't watch them.
Levi,
Oh.
Levi, I'm in suspense for what you want to say. I'm in suspense. Oh, and Justine, I liked the monster. I liked Monster better than I liked The Lighthouse, Tusk, It Comes at Night, Killing of a Sacred Deer. I liked it better. What was that?
I liked It Comes at Night.
I kind of did, and I kind of felt I felt like it's a tired kind of storyline. You've seen it so many times.
I mean, it kind of was relative when you think of COVID-19. It's like the future. It Comes at
True.
Night could be our future.
Yeah, this is true.
That's
This
what
is
made
true.
it scary. Did you watch
Levi,
it?
are you back?
yeah,
Levi?
yeah, I am back. Yes, I did, and yes, I did watch It Comes at Night.
And did you like it?
Yes. Yeah, no, and like you said, especially now, the relevance with it now with what we have going on out, with the pandemic, and there's a bit of there's relevancy to it now that.
Sylvia said, "Did you guys enjoy the new Creep Show on Shudder?" Nope.
I've only seen one
No
episode,
comment.
and half of it I liked. One of the stories I liked, the one about the dollhouse, that was creepy. But the other one about the weird beer drinking dad, I was like, what? So mixed review.
They could have did better. How you gonna do the Creep Show like that? Shame on y'all. Movie Macabre Nerd MMN wants to know what y'all's thoughts are on Midsummer.
Honestly,
So,
I put
I'm not a huge
Levi,
fan of it, but
Real good.
It's like Rocky Horror Picture Show. Dang it.
Levi's dropping some serious knowledge and we can't even freaking hear it.
It's on like a whole different
He's
wavelength.
saying
I'm not a
some
huge
brilliant John Wayne crap that you'd want on your tombstone, and we can't freaking hear it. I'm going to cry. Okay, so what did you think? Levi's frozen up. You might not night, Levi.
Oh man. Actually, I was gonna say that because there were 5 movies that I disliked more. Hereditary made it up into my top 5 just by default. And after watching Hereditary, I wasn't interested in Midsummer, and I've not seen it. It's one of the ones I just didn't get to watching.
Levi.
Okay, can you see me now?
Yes, we can see. Yeah,
I'm here.
But are you really there?
One thing that's really aggravating right now is I was supposed to get. I'm really here. I was actually supposed to get the director's cut. A24 Shop did the director's cut of Midsommar, and as an exclusive for their online store. And I pre-ordered it, and it was supposed to. I got a notification saying it's ready to ship, and then literally 2 days ago, I get, "We're sorry, your order is not able to be fulfilled. We don't have enough stock now."
Oh.
Guess what I got sitting on the shelf in there, Levi? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
I kind of why is in my mind? I feel like Pink Floyd. I'm hearing Pink Floyd in my mind saying, "Is there anybody out there?"
Yeah,
so but everybody that's listening
to. Oh, sorry. I was looking forward to giving the director's cut another a chance to see, because I'm not a fan necessarily of the theatrical cut, and so I was really looking forward to seeing how different the director's cut was, because there's some movies that I really like that are their director's cut, but I hate this.
I agree. We're gonna let you go, Levi, since this thing's freezing up. That was fun. I love Levi. He's dropping some knowledge on us, and we can't even hear that Hollywood internet. You know.
I know. Hopefully, maybe next time he can go in like the courtyard or something. We can hear him better. Plus, it would be an amazing background.
Yeah. The Midsommar. I was talking with. Guess who's back? Back again. Can you hear us? Is there anybody out there? I will jump on some fan comments.
Yes, definitely.
I love Sergeant Horror's editions of A24 movies. You got to. They're so boring. You got to start making it up. I play what if drinking games. Like, what if a monkey did jump on the car in Midsommar? What if the bear got loose in Midsommar and they're having a little picnic with the people on the rock and the bear runs around and eats the hell out of everybody? Or what if they fed the bear LSD?
No, there's some movies. We see what you're capable of 4 million.
I think A24 is watching A25 movies. It could be. What the hell came? I don't know. Gita says, I love it. Comes at night, but it reminds me of military survival training. That is true. The nun Saint Maud, still like it though. The nun exploitation. I like the exploitation of nuns.
A24's next feature.
Horror Story Asylum. The blonde-haired lady that the devil gets inside of. I like her. She's a great actress. Lily. I forget her name. Hey, Levi.
Levi.
Hey,
Says Levi keeps running off to watch the Sacred Deer in bits. I think my version of Killing of the Sacred Deer is good. I would make it the sequel to Midsommar.
I would prefer to watch the version that you were describing than the one I sat through.
Midsommar was really good, disturbing moments, yet pretty funny. I agree. I liked Midsommar. I mean, I was talking with Bill Mosley, and he said he liked Midsommar. And Bill's probably just as crazy as it comes when it comes to horror people. You
So
know?
what do you and then like everybody else that's watching and commenting and stuff? So Hereditary or Midsummer, if you had to choose between the two, which one is superior?
Of course, Midsommar is superior to Hereditary. Hereditary is stupid.
It was so slow. It was so
Like,
slow. I fast forwarded through parts of it.
let me build miniature doll houses. Let's get all these cinematic shots and waste all our damn money on these miniature doll houses. And then let's have the girl, the little kind of, I feel bad for her. She wasn't quite as, attractive little girl. She looked all freaky and crap standing around. And then at the end, it's like they wrote the script and they said, I don't know how to end this. Let's just give it to them. I mean,
Yeah, it's I mean it's in my top five, but like I said, that was kind of like a by default because there were other movies that I just liked more.
it says Levi is like poison. We're only allowed to take him in small doses. No, Levi's a great guy. Gita says Midsommar. What A24 movie would make a great maze at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights and why? I say Midsommar because you have all those cult people out chasing you, and you put the people in the maze and turn a bear loose.
I would say Tusk actually. It's not a movie that I love, but it's so freaky and weird that I think it would be a perfect nomination for a Horror Nights maze. Imagine running into that thing.
I don't know. I ain't never been to Halloween Horror Nights, whatever that thingamajig. That's all some fancy pants theme park stuff. I don't know if they'd even let me in. Hunter Wayne says Hereditary over Midsummer every day. Says spoiler because Midsummer I no longer trust little pies. Midsummer was brutal, and the lighting on that is like they bleached they overexposed everything through the whole movie. So it's like the director of photography is like, what if we make a movie and overexpose everything? And somebody was like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's just overexpose the shots. Somebody, they had money left over and they said, hey, we got CGI money. Let's put CGI in faces in the woods and all these little Easter eggs, you know. And I do agree with Levi. I would like to see the director's cut if A24 actually shipped it because a lot of times people don't realize that when a director is hired to make a movie, you have all these meddling suckers called producers, and they all try to inflict their vision of what they think the script would look like. And once the director gets it down pat, that doesn't mean the director actually supervised the editing of the movie because the producers could come in on behalf of the studios and say, no, we're not going to do this, this, or this, and this. So the director's cut, I feel, enables the director to truly express their opinion on everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Sergeant Horror, you look like someone who would work at Horror Nights. You need to go next year. Hell no. I don't like people unless we're hunting. Midsummer was like an extended version of Black Hole Sun music video. You right.
Oh, that's a perfect description.
Hugo says, I love Midsummer. Saw it twice in theaters. I'm sorry. And Matt said, I heard the Midsummer makes the boyfriend look like even a bigger jerk. Yeah, he was a jerk. Levi!
Levi.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to seeing the director's cut because, like I said, there are movies that where I'm not necessarily a fan of, but the director's cut can completely change how you look at the film.
Definitely, definitely. And it goes both ways, or it can either improve the experience or like really diminish it. For example, Rob Zombie's Halloween. I prefer the theatrical cut to the director's cut, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, the director's
And in
cut
that
was
case,
released on
so
like 2 weeks before the real one.
and what's strange about that is the fact that when H2 came out, it's a sequel to the director's cut of his Halloween. It's not even a sequel to because characters that are dead in the theatrical cut are alive in H2.
Yeah, I like to pretend that H2 didn't happen. I just didn't get that whole unicorn, white horse, whatever that damn thing was with Sharon Moon.
Yeah.
But the unicorn in the Sharon Moon should have been in the Lighthouse. That would have probably livened it up. They should have let Rob Zombie direct the Lighthouse. Now that
It probably would have been more
been.
entertaining.
You know what happened? They got a $4 million budget, and somebody said, "We'll give $1 million to William Dafoe and have him in there." And then somebody said, "We'll give Robert Patterson $1 million, and then we'll put $500,000 in taking care of him for however long they shot it." It's crazy.
And I love Willem Dafoe. I love his work and his resume and almost everything he does. But Antichrist was really hard, and this one was even worse.
Now, we're getting ready to close it off. We've been on here an hour, and I appreciate everybody watching in. Do you got any last words, Levi?
You know what I love about, even though I'm not a fan of a lot of the A24 films, it is a specific part of the genre that a lot of people can connect to, and so it's great that there are films of various types of subgenres within the horror genre that people can appreciate for different reasons.
I just wish they'd stop making those movies. But anyway, Phantasm420, what do you think?
I think that my list of favorites kind of speaks for itself, and that I'm looking for a little more action and fun in my horror movies. And like the scariest movie I've ever seen, one of them is like The Entity, and that paranormal scary fright. It stayed with me my whole life after seeing it as a kid. So some of these are more just kind of psychological thrillers as opposed to what I would consider classic horror. But of course, like Levi said, it's like a subgenre. So
okay, one last question for you guys. What have you been watching this week?
I watched The Hunt twice. I loved it, but that's Blumhouse. That's for next week.
What about you, Levi? What you been watching?
This week, like I said, I rewatched Tusk last night. I also rewatched Heredity last night, which kind of hit me a little bit harder than the last time that I had watched it back when it first came out. But I'm getting ready tonight. I'm going to be watching at midnight the new Star Trek Lower Decks, and yeah.
I watched a movie called Hippopotamus. It's one of those where you got two people in a room type of horror type of deals, and it was pretty good. It was one of those, it was artsy but not too artsy. The actors could act even though I never heard of either one of them, and it was kind of like, I couldn't figure that daggone thing out. It's on Amazon. If you could spell hippopotamus, if not, do that. Okay, Google hippopotamus, and Google will spell it right for you because I had a hard time spelling it, but it came up. And then I watched The Body Cam with Mary J. Blige. And Body Cam is such a timely police movie that I'd say if you guys hadn't watched it, check out Body Cam. It isn't really what I thought it was going to be, but it was good. I mean, It was pretty good. I mean, Mary J. Blige, she can actually act. I mean, she used to be one of my favorite singers, but she actually acts really good. But that was kind of like a little hidden gem in there. Um, that and I've been watching that Zach Baggins on Ghost Adventures. I kind of like Ghost Adventures. That's kind of like the Inquirer. It's my guilty pleasure.
You know, there actually was something that I did watch last week, which is kind of on the psychological side horror movie, which could be, if it was made today, an A24 film with The Cell. You said Mary J. Blige, it took me to J-Lo and Vincent D'Onofrio in the movie The Cell. I think that's a fantastic movie. And if these movies were a little bit more like that, I think I'd be more enthralled because that one really was like a mind. I'm trying not to curse, but you know.
All right. We appreciate everybody tuning in. If you just know somebody that should be watching this that didn't watch it, tag them on here. Tag us and let us know what your favorite flicks are. Let us know. Do you think the A24 movies are brilliant horror or are they stupid slow burns? You know, what you like. There's no right or wrong answer. You know,
Nope.
one man's junk is another man's treasure is kind of what they say. You know, so I ain't gonna judge you. I mean, my thing is I'll leave y'all with this. This is a preview. Now y'all just got to tune in Sunday night to hear what I'm gonna say about the Lighthouse. You just got to tune in. But we appreciate you taking out of your time. I'm glad you're safe, Levi. Watch out for that ghost at the
Thanks.
Chinese theater. And
Yep.
Phantasm420, thank you for joining us. What does the 420 mean?
That's my birthday. Don Coscarelli thought it was a reefer reference, but no, it's actually my birthday.
Well, y'all out there in La La Land in California, and I heard they just have it where you can walk around there and go to the store and purchase that crazy devil's lettuce. But hey, it is what it is. It's nice seeing all you guys for watching it. We appreciate you. Y'all
Thank
guys have
you.
a good night, and you come back and joining us. Thank you guys for watching. Sergeant Horror, Phantasm 420, Levi at the Chinese Theater for Mad Monster. We're out. You guys, if you hadn't, take the poll on madmonster.com. What's your favorite A24 movie? Poll results coming soon. Stay creepy, my friends.